Is it working now? There we freaking go, you silly goose. What a silly goose. What a silly goose. Okay. Well, that's so fun. Adapters are the worst. Hey, welcome back. I wish adapters weren't so silly because then I wouldn't have to do that. I don't know why it didn't let me redo my audio once it went bad. Can you hear me? Please let me know someone can hear me. This should be okay. This should be good. Solid. Brutal. Okay. Let me send in a shipment. Inventory, add products. Whew. Thank you, SCSPC. Hey, Cynthia. All right. I should probably actually make my shipment. Manage inventory. There we go. What's up? Sorry, I have to have like adapters for this because it's USB-A instead of USB-C because I'm living so deep in the past. And the adapter, I moved my laptop back and like squished onto my bed, which is where you guys are sitting right now, and it ended up just totally cutting out. So that's not good. Let me know if audio levels and everything are good. I'm glad to see that something is moving in the bottom corner, but oh my gosh. I have not added a shipment inside of Seller Central in a billion years. Yeah, ZR, I delete all my old and inactive stuff. I just don't I don't let it be because that the main reason why is I had like listings that I did let be for a while, and then I got an IP claim on them, and I hadn't even touched them in like months or years. Oh no! How did a fly get in here? What the heck? Stop it! Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, and so I will always delete them after a little bit, just because I don't want to have to worry about potential for that. But it's also just nice to have a clean inventory slate. And if you replenish inventory using Inventory Lab or something like it, I'm pretty sure you can just reuse that same SKU. Oh my gosh. Okay. I feel so dumb right now because I don't remember how to add a shipment just inside of Seller Central because it's been probably close to a year that I've done that. I will kill you. Ah, too high. Dang it. Okay. Brutal. Manifest file. Incomplete status. What? What does incomplete mean? How are you incomplete? Internal debug console. Brutal. Yes, I agree. I just am trying to be able to be. I agree that using Seller Central to list is the worst. I just don't want to have to send 6 different shipments because I honestly only have 3 boxes. I thought it'd only be 2 or 3. I almost flipped you off on accident, not even realizing. How do I even do this? Okay. Manage inventory planning. Remote fulfillment with FBA? No, not that at all. Oh, interesting. So I think I know what the new inventory tool is. At least this is what it says here. Inventory Amazon fulfills. It says effective August 30th, 2022. This tool is being phased out in favor of a new FBA inventory tool. FBA inventory enables you to take actions to manage your restock, overstock, excess, blah, 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 blah. More features such as out of stock FBA listings will continue to be added. Use this until this tool is discontinued in early 2023. You can continue to access it through FBA inventory. Interesting. So inventory Amazon fulfills is here. I think I can sort this by SKU. I don't think all of my SKUs have been uploaded yet. Do I have a recent video for step-by-step shipping? Using Inventory Lab, I have some. Honestly, so I'm in the middle of creating a course right now. My second video will be live tomorrow, actually. And I'm basically, it's just a free course on YouTube. I'm just calling it my course because it's essentially what my course would be, but I don't want to have anyone be forced to pay for it. So I have like donation links and stuff, but I will have that video like more updated and very succinct coming out in the next month or so. I'm pretty sure. I do have some older videos. I have a playlist. If you go to playlists on my channel, just about FBA shipping, that give a lot of information about all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Amazon Inventory University has clips for people who list using Seller Central, aka crazy people, aka me right now. Honestly, how bad this is just makes me want to send in 6 different shipments. I'm so confused. Why do I even have that file if I can't use that file? The many broken up shipments can be fixed in Inventory Lab. Recall the shipment, set the quantity of broken up items to 1. But after that happens, then I have to add them back. And I think I'll go over the amount in the shipment plan that I'm allowed to have over 1. Because you can only change shipment plans by like 6 units, right? Update and enter contents. Before you accept. Interest. Wait, before you accept or no? I'm confused. This works. You're going to be a wizard. Let me see. Close batches. Before transmit. Interesting. Yeah, definitely before I accept. 2. Shut up. I hate getting pop-ups that don't let me actually look at my stuff. Where? Okay, that's from today, I think. Restore that shipment. Just restore. This could be game-changing. But there's so many of them. And I'm so lazy right now. Okay. Works for setting to 2. Interesting. It just puts them all together. It's not a ton of units. I have... Yeah, so many of them are 1 and 2, though. I think. 18 and moving down to 12. Yeah, that's brutal. How many stray units use either 1 or 18 and add or subtract accordingly? It's super complicated. That's why I pay for Inventory Lab. Yeah, I do pay for Inventory Lab too. I just wish that they would let me be simple. Okay, that one is going to for sure be separate. I think too, though, I do want to have it actually be... I don't want to have to commingle my shipments. Seller Central. For sure. Also, has this happened for you guys on this page where on Amazon Central, when you go to add a product, it's giving this stupid, like, what is this? It seems like Amazon, for being such a massive company, why is this what shows up when I go to add a product? Why does it just say search input heading, search input placeholder? Like, they forgot to do the UI. They just have like the back end. They don't have any of the front end of this done. Like, nothing on this page is done on the front end that I can understand. I don't understand it, obviously, because I can't understand it. Why do you say commingling is bad, FBA woman? I'm interested, because I commingle all my stuff because I don't want to have to deal with labeling items in a van right now. Not commingling funds in your business. That is definitely bad. There we go. File upload. Upload completed file. All right, I figured it out. Why did that take so long? Why did my voice just crack to 2? Please work, though. File uploaded and processed. Did it work? Did it do it? 15 SKUs have uploaded file errors. Prep category is missing. What? There's no SKU for one of these. Package template needed first? I'm so confused. This is very bad. SKUs ready to send are 14 SKUs out of my all. What the heck? This is so confusing. I should make a video. I should make a video on how to do this, but I also shouldn't, because no one should have to do this. Why is this so bad? What? SKUs ready to be sent. Okay, now it's adding more. So I have 79 units ready, apparently. Okay, now everything is ready. Okay, we'll ship from another address. Got to figure out what that one is. I just added it. Okay, I just got to delete some of these. I have so many addresses on Amazon just for shipping, not for like my business and stuff. Because I've shipped. I should figure out how many countries I've shipped from. Yeah, I agree about the like crappy prepping thing sometimes, but every time that I've gotten a review like that, I've just told Amazon that it doesn't conform with their policies and they always take it off. So it makes life like honestly pretty easy. I don't It's been really nice. I also don't I like definitely could do more volume, so that is that. I need to find the UPS store. Gosh, it is hot in here. Yeah, I wouldn't do commingling if it wasn't simply for the fact of like, oh wait, why does that say 14 minutes away? Okay. I wouldn't do commingling if I had a very easy way to tag everything. But everything is way harder in the van, which is why I'm trying to get rid of prep altogether. South Dakota. I can just have a prep center do it. I don't mind paying some fees. Ten 701 phone number. City, South Dakota. Okay, that looks good. Yikes. Okay. I really hope. Wait, what the heck has happened? Oh, I need to fix the errors? Quantity to send. Oh, I just need to add prep guidance. Man, Amazon does not make it easy for you to ship in products to them at all. Wait, that one says it's ready. So which ones aren't ready? Barbie, I had my shipment split into 4, so I declined, went back and changed them all to quantity 1, that went back and submitted when telling how many items you're putting in the box, then change the quantity. That sounds really smart. And maybe I should go do that instead because this is not it. It says all my SKUs are ready to be sent, and then it. All right, yeah, I'm done with that. Amazon is being silly. All right, changing everything to 1. I just am lazy and I don't want to have to remember what they're all going to be. Yeah, who's saying what items do you buy from TJ Maxx that make you profit? I never find anything honestly. So I started making a lot more profit at TJ Maxx when I got ungated in apparel, and then I made a lot more today doing like Nike and Adidas. A lot of like children's clothes were on clearance, and then also topicals. So I basically will look through all those, look through all the apparel. I used to do a lot of journals because I used to have a ton of notebooks, but yeah, they have not had any in like a year, so that's been really frustrating. All right, I should go back to listening prep. Change all the contents to 1 for every single unit? I'm gonna need to take a picture of how many units I got. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 4. 4 is which one? This is the most riveting content ever. I'll tell you what. IBV 4 C5D 2 5UP 2. Change to 1 just for products going to unwanted warehouses. Does that even include products that are split between unwanted warehouses? All right, I'll have to review the batch again then. That's helpful. Oh my gosh. That's a good trick. Cool. Gosh, I'm so sweaty right now. It's ridiculous. Okay, should be 3. What label printer? Vinny, I use Rollo. I have an old video about the label printers that I use and why I chose that over Dymo. I might be comparing the Rollo to like some of the cheaper Amazon alternatives. Just not exactly sure. 4, 504, 509, 510, 515, 248. Because I have heard that like some of the other ones work very well, but I'm just not 100%. But I mean, having the name brand ones are obviously sometimes can make it feel a little bit better, but it doesn't mean that they're actually better. So 105 024 4514. Okay. Two, 4, 8. Change that to 1. Back to 10. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'll show you my label printer. Maybe. I don't even know if I'll be able to do the shipment tonight because of how long just this prep time is taking me to do. What is that one? 105. That'll be 1 as well, and that's also 10. Oh, East Coast, 11:11. It's 9:11 here. I wish that this will make it only go to 2 or 3 shipments instead of 7 shipments. What's your wish? 4997? No. Holy cow. It is. Part of me loves living in the van, a part of me hates living in the van, man. It just depends on the day, and today is not it. I need to remember. Shoot, which one was that? I had 7 of those. 5152. Change that to 1. I wish to see you slay this. Friggin' me too. My like fastest shipment is like just over an hour for not a ton less products than this. Actually, maybe more than this, and it's already been almost an hour just trying to get it situated. And we have another fly in here. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Fly. I do not appreciate your presence. 2 of those. Chris, what's it mean in Inventory Lab when you add a product to a batch but a message comes up about commingled items? So that is the way that you set your labeling preferences. So if you go into your settings and then labeling, you can have it so that you use manufacturer labeling, which is what I do. Some people are against it, like FBA woman, which is totally valid. And if I didn't live in a van, I would be, and I didn't until I lived in the van because it just takes me way less time and is way less energy when doing shipments in here. Sucks. But the commingling of items is essentially when you have seller labels where you will actually label your products and manufacturer labels when you don't need to put a label on it because they just use the barcode, the general barcode, but then your inventory gets commingled with everybody else who's also selling that item. So just depends on which item is closest to the customer when they buy it. They'll credit whoever's account had the buy box, but they'll send whichever unit is closest. So you're not having as much quality control as you would otherwise. And so Inventory Lab is just sent. Oh my gosh. Inventory Lab is essentially saying that you have your stuff set to commingle, and you can change that because the Amazon API that they send Inventory Lab doesn't allow you to send it all in one box. Apparently, Amazon's not smart enough with their trillions of dollars to figure out how to have you do commingled inventory through their API in all one box, like you can on Seller Central. But that means they're gonna have to send 2 shipments, one for seller label and one for manufacturer label, and maybe more shipments depending on if they need you to send more things to more places. That one was 244, and that one was 7. Okay, 4 more items to find. When will I be in northern Minnesota? I'm in between Duluth and the Twin Cities. Nice. I think we're gonna be actually going through Duluth. So if I go on the path from Voyagers to the UP, I go through Duluth, right? Because we're gonna be in Voyagers for about a week. We're gonna be in Minneapolis next weekend for about 5 days probably, and then we're going up to Voyagers. So it'll probably be within about 2 weeks. We're flying pretty fast because my wife's running Chicago Marathon in October. Where is the fly? I'm gonna hurt it. October 7th or 11th or something. But stop it. But yeah, we'll be up there pretty soon. So if you're in that area, I would love to meet up with you, grab a coffee or something. Where the heck? Oh, there it is. No, that's embarrassing. I didn't even get a solid clap. Okay. Wow, this is taking so long. Thank you guys for the help though with the shipment stuff, with getting this situated. I can't believe I didn't know the heck I've been using Inventory Lab for 2 freaking years. Yeah. Greg, I saw your video on Sierra here in Castle Rock where I live. I had gone into TJ Maxx next door, but not Sierra. This was a huge help for my FBA business. Any suggestions on what to get there? Profitable stuff. I search everything. I searched everything in that store, and there's 4 in the area. I mean, if you want to go north, you got one in South Glen, you got one in North Glen, you got one in Arvada, I think. And you might even have one closer to like South Aurora. I just know disc golf park, so it's kind of close to like Exposition Park. But yeah, I mean, ideally, and this is a way that I resell a lot of stores. When I go to an area that has a lot of stores, I haven't done this in a long time just because I've been going very sporadically. It's not been the best, but the business has been chugging. But a really good thing that you can do is instead of 504 is if you go into one and you just spend, like, it's gonna take you 2 or 3 hours, but you scan everything that you see, eventually you'll be able to find like the products that you like aren't worth actually scanning. Like their brands are never on Amazon, but I literally scanned almost every single product. I was in Sierra for 4.5 hours when I was there in Castle Rock, and then when I went to the other Sierras, I knew generally what to look for. So you could just take a trip. You could take 4 hours one day to go to that Sierra, and then the next day you go and spend 30 minutes to an hour just finding the items that you found that were profitable and ones around them that look like they could be profitable. And you'll save so much time. And if you do that, like with TJ Maxx's, Ross's, in these big cities, not Ross's because Ross sucks right now. I haven't found anything at Ross in so long. But that's a great way to find a ton of inventory quickly and really maximizing your time. So you're not rescanning the same exact items over and over again. Obviously still make sure that they're still profitable and everything. But if you do that, it'll, like, that's kind of what I did at Sierra. And then my last Sierra that I went to, which was the one in North Glen, I only spent an hour, and I think I spent about $800 in it, which was really, really solid. But yeah, I liked being in Castle Rock. We got a little bit of family there, so it was a cool little spot. And that little plaza got a lot of stuff. I was interested in going to the Columbia outlet store that was there too, but didn't get the chance. And I'm okay with that. Ooh, that one's not split. Good to know. Yeah. What is that one? 475 was that one? No. Okay. Stop it. That was the last one. No, it wasn't. 3605. I'm missing one. 509. What the heck was 509? Was it actually 502? No, it was not. Oh, it was that. Okay. Good to know. Okay. I hate prep and ship so much that I switch from RA to OA prep center, occasional RA to change the pace. That's genuinely what my plan is. And like, just to be frank with you guys, because I appreciate these lives a lot, but like RA is definitely solid and it's a good business model. But for me in the van, it just takes up so much space. And I've gotten to the point on YouTube and with some other things that I'm starting and doing that, like, I don't really need Amazon 100% to make the living that I have been making. And like, that doesn't mean I don't want to do it. Like, I built up these skills that I'm able to make. Like, if I go into a store, like I resold for like 3.5 hours today and I should make about $400. Like, that's, who wouldn't want to do that? But the big problem, if this trick works, I just finished doing all my proposed shipments. But like, I'm definitely planning on moving into an OA business model and obviously sharing all of that journey and all the stuff that I learned with you guys. But just doing replens with a prep center, what the frick? This is even worse. This is so much worse. What? I think I might not even have enough inventory, like, to send all this. Yeah, this is not even enough. Like, this is so many shipments. I can't do all these shipments. It added an extra 1 shipment for everything. Why does it hate me? Yeah, Aria is great, but living room became a warehouse. Nice having my house back. Yeah, that's how my apartment was. If you guys saw that during all those videos, especially with eBay too, like so much stuff. And so now to ideally work just with a prep center, have them deal with all the inventory. Honestly, I'll probably spend more and make way more on Amazon because I want to do it more. And a lot of things with business are finding ways to maximize not only like your money, but your energy. And that's not only like your physical energy, but your mental energy. So like for me, it takes so much mental energy for me to like take just the 6 hours today that I was shooting videos and go and resell because I know I'm going to have to do shipment immediately after. Otherwise, our van is going to be trash and it's a pain to live in and it's already 100 degrees. And so if I can instead just go into like a Starbucks, either turn on a VPN or like just use my phone hotspot and just like do online arbitrage, send it to a prep center. And then in 2 weeks, I'm still making a similar amount of sales, if not more, because I'm able to send in much more inventory because I don't have to deal with the prep of it. That's really what I'm planning on getting into. And then still doing RA for these videos. But honestly, a lot of it will just be for the videos and for the extra little bit of profit, just to, like you said, to switch it up. But also, RA videos are pretty easy views for my channel. So, I mean, that's an easy way to make a little bit extra money as well. And it's a skill that I've built and I'm like decent at it. I'm not great, but it's pretty solid. Where did I source today? I was at Walmart, Ross, and TJ Maxx. I was planning on going to Kohl's, maybe even Big Lots, because I've never been to Kohl's, never been to Big Lots, but I didn't get to those because it just took so much time and it was bad. Since day one, thank you. Barbie, do you change your location so it finds their closest warehouse? Yeah. So this right now says, I'm pretty sure it says my location. Yeah, it says Rapid City, so it's got all my closest ones. But this is just not. This is just having some sort of a day right now. I'm gonna try on Seller Central again to see if they'll actually accept my shipment. But this is turning into, instead of being a let's ship live stream, into a let's troubleshoot why Amazon doesn't want me to send less than 16 boxes to them right now. I just don't know why they hate me. File upload, correct quantities. Please just work. I don't understand why they make it so difficult to give them money. Literally just trying to send in inventory so that they can charge me $1 billion in fees and they won't let me do it. 15 SKUs have file errors. For what? It says prep category is missing. I go to click into it. Oh, last time it didn't let me choose. Now it lets me choose the prep category. Yikes, man. I just clicked. Okay, please work now. Oh my gosh. Well, this is fun. Someone asked me a question while I have to deal with just saying that no prep is needed on half of these items because this is stupid. Oh, yeah, I did it. Okay, I didn't destroy my audio this time. If you do mind me asking, how old are you? So I can only answer that if I'm gonna get offended by it, Beefcake? Dude, I'm 24. Yeah, I'm 20. Actually, 2 days ago was my half birthday, which doesn't mean anything, but yeah, that tells you if I was 5, I would say I'm 24 and a half, but I'm 24 and a half, so I can't say that. Okay, finally, it's letting me choose the prep category. Cool. A baby you are. Yeah, yeah, I don't mind. I like being younger. I got plenty of time to do things, but my story's a little wild in terms of how fast everything happened. So just for reference, like you just heard me, I'm 24, just turned 24 and a half. My 4th wedding anniversary is in 21 days. So that's that. Unit labeling by seller. Okay. I'm 57 and a half. Awesome. Yeah. We should bring back half birthdays. Tell people that you're X and a half years old. All right. Please work on Amazon. I can't understand how crappy Amazon's stuff is for how big of a company they are. Well, I mean, I guess I can understand they just don't care about anything, but excuse me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I went to college at 18. I actually graduated in 2 years. I spent a semester studying abroad in Sumatra, which is awesome. Learned Indonesian, forgot Indonesian since I haven't practiced in 5 years. But I met my wife the semester after I got back from being in Indonesia. And what's up, the bearded brigand? Brigand? Brigand. I'm pretty sure that's a word I should know. Yeah, I figured you meant if you don't mind me asking. The SKU for this product is not known or cannot be found. Why? Okay. Let me show you something really stupid. Let me show you something infuriatingly dumb. I have an error. The SKU for this product is unknown or cannot be found. I don't think Amazon knows how to look underneath the thing that it is that it's under. I don't know how to use better words than that, but look at this. The SKU for the item cannot be found. What is directly underneath the words the SKU for the product is unknown or cannot be found? It's literally the SKU. What? Dude, what are you doing? Oh, I should actually change that prep category. That should actually be polybagging. Apparel. No, not apparel. Apparel. There you go. Place product, transparent polybag. There you go. Okay. Yeah, brutal. Listing via Seller Central is a barrier to access, weeding out new sellers who cave easily. Honestly, it almost makes me not want to send this in right now. It's weeding out old sellers who don't have to deal with this BS. Who preps units by seller? Yes. Please just let me save this. Please let me. Is this really not going to let me save this? Oh my gosh. It literally won't let me save it now. That means the labeled product is missing the label. It says no labeling required under it, and it says who preps this unit, and I just said by seller, and it won't let me save it. And then I had to change it to by Amazon. Why are they so bad at this? Sometimes AI stands for artificial idiot. Oh my gosh, for sure it does. Wow. One or more types of prep on this item can be removed. Okay, well then we'll remove it. Wait, what? Save? Amazon. What is going on? Okay, whatever. This is not advice, but sometimes when Amazon asks me like who preps the item when I do these shipments in Seller Central, I just say no prep needed because sometimes it's like polybag stuff. Most of the time, it's not actually necessary. Almost all the time, it's not necessary, but for some reason, Amazon literally listings that are like 1,000, and they don't know what prep is needed. They need me to answer that question. That's a little silly. It often happens with returns where label is on polybag and it gets returned without it. No, what I was showing you with that SKU thing, that's me trying to send this in for the first time. Like giving the packing details. It says the SKU is unknown or cannot be found, and then the SKU is literally right underneath it. And I just genuinely don't understand why it's being so silly, but I could also be missing something. That's very possible. I feel not delirious, but a little bit crazy with how hot it has been. I'm pretty sure if I put a probe in the van right now, I would say about 95 because it's 85 outside and our van stays hot because it's insulated. Why won't you let me say that this will be prepped? Finally. Oh my gosh. It's making me say the same thing a billion times. The circles I have to run talking to chat seller support. I was yelling yes during your video about your experience. Yeah, I really want to upload that whole call. The problem is I didn't say, hey, I'm recording this. And Washington, where the call is from, quote unquote, I don't actually believe it's from there, is a two-party consent state, meaning that both parties need to know if I'm recording the call and going to be releasing it or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know a lot of stuff. But, wait, let me save it? Good. Come on, buddy. You can do it. I believe in you. But I was looking into it, and I don't know what the laws are because I'm pretty sure it's outsourced out of the country, but it's routed through a Washington number for their customer service. So I'm not going to upload the whole call because in my video, it's basically the whole call, everything that's important. And every time I listen back to that video or see something about it, I know it's like it sounds super cringy to me just because I did like the worst voice ever. I should have just altered stuff, but is what it is. I'm literally a quarter of the way through these units that are like you need to choose the prep category for them because Amazon is making me hit save 6 times before it actually says that it is like saved and I can move on to the next unit. Gosh, man, if you're a new seller trying to just use this, there's no chance you would get a shipment done. You would be so frustrated. You'd be like, oh, you already saved it. Because I'm having to save it twice, and then I'm having to go back, click on it's going to be prepped by Amazon, and then by seller, and then save again, and it finally takes it the third time. Yikes, dude. This is so terrible. Oh. Sorry, I'm trying to get a fly. I will kill you, buddy. You should not be in my van. This is my space. Oh, shoot. Missed my chance. Oh, come on, buddy. Beefcake, I just watched you interview with Bob Expandis, and it made me want to scale down a little and move into a van and travel and explore the world more. It made me rethink money isn't everything, and I shouldn't waste my young years cashing money and forget to have fun during life too. Yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about because you want to be financially literate, you want to be smart with it, but at the same time, you don't want to like waste. It's not like a waste if you are pursuing other things during your younger years, but I think it's just taking a step back and thinking what is actually more important to you. And for me, I was working at a job. I always knew I wanted to work for myself, but it came down to like I like to think of myself as like a frugal and like relatively financially literate person. Like I think a lot about investments and like what I'm going to need eventually, like to retire and all these things. And so a big part of me is just thinking like I want to invest while I'm young because I know the power of compound interest. If I save X amount of money, like let's just say $100,000 by the time I'm 30, I can let that compound, and every 7 years on average, 7 to 10 years, it's going to double just based on S&P rates, not necessarily accounting for inflation. Accounting for inflation would be every 10 years. Dang it, I missed. And so like if every 7 years my money, or every 10 years, we'll just say it's going to double, that 100,000 over 3 cycles of those 10 years, by the time I'm 60, which is before the average retirement age, will turn into $200, $400, $800,000 adjusted for inflation. And so like that's not a crazy amount of money, but it's a lot. But at the same time, I was thinking I could stay at my job and invest or try to make a ton of money and invest, or like would I rather have an extra, if we just say I put it off by 2 years, which is kind of what I've been doing. I think I'll be able to start investing in a Roth IRA within the next couple of months again, very soon. Because I'm starting to make a little bit more money from other stuff besides just Amazon, and I'm planning on scaling up Amazon, and Amazon is now being operated for me from a point of no inventory debt because I don't need to pull money out to pay myself. So I'm able to pour a lot more back into inventory and actually have savings in my inventory after the majority of my stuff sells. And so we'll get back to that point within about 2 years. And I was like, if I stop for 2 years, this savings, maybe I'm out $50,000 by the time that I retire, maybe $100,000. But if I replace my income, and by the time, like I'm 24, by the time I'm 25, if I start investing again, and I don't mind working because I've created a life that I work for myself and do things that I want to. And like I built skills that allow me to do that now. Like I can have, to some people who are just thinking about the money, have wasted that time, and have $100,000 less. Or I can look at it the way that I have, whereas I haven't had to ask anybody to do anything except for like obviously communicating with my wife over the past 2 years. I've just been able to do whatever I want almost every single day. And yeah, the money is a factor limiting some things that I might want to do, and I have to take that into account. But like the freedom that has come along with that, as like I've been so much more restful and less anxious since that's happened, and like that quality of life is a huge increase. And I don't think at the end of the day, let's just say I only get back to the point where I'm on that corporate trajectory. I don't think that'll be the case. I think probably next year, I think I'll be able to net at least 6 figures of like take home pay while saving money in my retained earnings in my business, my like umbrella business over everything that I'm doing. But like, let's just say I'm just on that trajectory where based on what I was doing, I would retire with about $4 million. What, like, because I was investing about $1,000 every single month between me and my wife, like that at our age would, by the time we're 60, turn into about $4 million. And so like, what if I have 100 grand less? Do you think I will care, or do you think I will have enjoyed these 2 years? Like, that's really what set it apart is like, I would rather just like choose the freedom now. And it's not necessarily investing. Like I'm not stopping investing. I'm investing not only in my mental health now, but also in like my sanity and in my freedom. Like I'm able to choose so many things that will allow me very soon to be making way more money than I ever could have staying at whatever job. And yeah, like I could scale that up now instead of traveling. But I don't think that having like if I am well enough that I don't really have to question financial decisions that aren't like stupid multiple $100,000 big decisions by the time I retire, because ideally I'll have a property, whatever the heck that looks like, and a car and like a family, like, and the cash to be able to cash flow at that $4 million. That's 160 grand a year using the 4% rule, which is already a little bit conservative based on some new information. Like, I don't think that's not going to be something that I miss an extra $200,000. I'm not really going to miss that. I think it would be a bigger miss for me if I didn't have like these opportunities that I have. So obviously financial literacy is important, and that's always in the back of my mind a tiny bit, because I know that that's what I'm working towards. But since I have those goals and those ambitions, like I don't need to worry about it, because I know that it's something that will come up. And I have had, like, I wouldn't trade. Like if I was at my job before, I probably would have another $50,000 right now. Or if I would just like have stayed in one place and really grind, I probably over these 2 years have another $30,000 to $50,000. But like I wouldn't trade that at all for what has happened over these past 2 years. Please just work, Amazon. Okay. Sorry, that was long and rambly. But that's a lot of like of the type of content that I want to make a lot more of, because it's something that I think is really important to understand. Seller, good. I believe they say the call might be recorded, so you should be good. Huh. I might have to go re-listen to that, because if they say that, then they're recording and I can record it. If they say that, I will definitely. I was literally looking at that today because it was on my list of like to-dos to look into whether or not I could post that. Bearded brigand, you're making me think about things. I do like to think about things. Okay, cool. The voiceover you did for the Amazon rep was hilarious. I loved it. I'm glad to hear that. Sometimes I do things I'm like, man, this sounds so cringy, and it very well could be to a lot of people. But at the same time, it's like this is also me thinking that, and I'm so self-deprecating, so that's not always the most helpful thing. You hit that on the head, Beefcake. Yeah. Am I the oldest here? 48 years old. I don't regret my life choice up to this point, but wish I had been better with my savings. Yeah, I didn't want to put her business on the street, but FBA woman down there has got you by a little bit. Hussein, do you mind telling us what your other sources of income are? Yeah, I mean, essentially it's, oh no. Oh, I need to add an expiration date. Oh, that's good. I forgot to put an expiration date for something, and Amazon is yelling at me if I can do that. Other sources of income. Please don't disconnect my microphone again. I don't want to deal with that crap. Yay. Okay, I'll tell you what. My wife's probably going to want to come out here in a couple of minutes, or like whatever. It's 9:30. She's been in there for maybe an hour and a half. She's going to see that none of this is delabeled or packaged or anything. And I'm going to blame it 100% on you guys for asking too many questions. I'm not taking the key for that. Are you kidding me? Granted, she does have meetings tomorrow morning. I actually have a meeting tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon. But this will be done at UPS tomorrow. Luckily, I was just planning on editing the 7 videos that I shot tomorrow, and I should still be able to get the majority of that done, but yikes. Yes. Sorry, that probably got loud. My sources of income. Yeah, it's pretty much split up between Amazon related things and content related things. But hold on, there you freaking go. Sorry, I'm looking for that thing. My sources of income break down. Amazon, pretty obvious, just Amazon stuff. Talk about that for the most part all the time. My other sources of income, like nothing is super substantial, but everything is. Well, one thing's actually pretty cool for how little I work on it. But some other things are like, I want to work on one of them that brought me in about $200 last month, the first month that I did it, and I think has the opportunity to become close to full-time income. Also, real quick, if you guys don't know, something like this, where it has no like expiration date. Hey, what's that?
Forgot my towel.
Oh no. Oh, you're going to shower now?
Yeah.
Gotcha. I thought that you would be done by now. do you like how much of the shipment is done? It'll be in the garage tonight. It'll be ready for you to be done. Essentially, what happened was they were asking too many good questions. It's all the chat's fault. I didn't do anything.
Clearly.
She said clearly. You can hear that. Okay, I love you. Bye. Oh, my stuff's still outside. I did not even realize that.
Yep.
Good. Sorry, I had to do it. I did not think she'd be coming back. If I forgot a towel for showering. I need to shower too later. This shipment is definitely getting done tomorrow morning. So I might actually shoot a video about it instead, about how to do Seller Central shipments, since this is such a pain. That's a good idea. That was the module I was going to do for the course anyways. But yeah, these guys. So they don't have expiration dates, but Amazon still asks for it. And so if you look at like a little like makeup thing down here, it just says 12 months. So at that 12-month point, I just put 12 months from today, because if something's in my inventory for 12 months, I'm doing something wrong already. So I just basically just put today's the 11th, so I'll put August 11, 2023, and that's good enough. Why? I don't understand why places make you put in dashes when they know you're putting in a date. You should obviously know that I'm putting in a date. Okay, is it done? Review SKUs with errors or unconfirmed SKUs. What do I have to do for an unconfirmed SKU? Oh, one SKU. What's the SKU that has an error? Oh, wait, confirm. Work. Come on, buddy, you can do it. You can do it. Why does this not want to work? Okay. My income sources. So getting into that real fast. I make money from Amazon sales. Recently, it's been very little, because I think over the past maybe 7 months. Yeah, almost since the beginning of the year in the van, I've probably worked a cumulative total. Why did you delete the expiration date? I've probably worked a cumulative total of about 3 weeks on my Amazon business. So it hasn't been super good. But like, that's still, I make some money. Why will you not? Oh my gosh. Oh, it's because it has no units. Why did all the units get deleted out of this page? Oh, man, Seller Central, Amazon is just such a good platform. Where? SKU details. Okay. What the heck? Pick individual units. Is this ready? I think it's ready. I hate this. How many boxes does it have me back? Yeah, this is one of the reasons why. Oh, wait. Sorry, Effie, when I saw you comment that thing, I tried to accept it, but I accidentally hit hide. Okay, it finally worked. The beauty of Amazon shipments is, if you can deal with all the BS of getting to the point where it tells you to send in the shipments, you can send in very minimal amounts of shipments. Like, this now took me from using Amazon's API with Inventory Lab 6 different shipments to now 1 shipment for oversized stuff and 1 shipment for my commingled labeled and like seller label and manufacturer label inventory. So that's going to be super nice to do tomorrow. But okay, I need to answer the question about income sources. So Amazon, YouTube, I make money from this YouTube channel from ad revenue. That's one of the main ways that I make ad revenue, and that's essentially based every single view, not every view, but every monetized playback that has an ad shown on it, I'll make 55% of whatever advertisers pay YouTube. That generally turns out to be $500 to $1,000 a month. It's been lower lately. I'm trying to ramp up my content and my production so that I'm doing more videos and like growing bigger audience. Obviously, the bigger audience, the more money I make. But from that, a bigger revenue source is actually affiliate revenue, which I have with Amazon, Be Cool, Seller Amp, Inventory Lab, even though it sucks, like I explained at the beginning of the first live stream that we tried to do here, and Scout IQ, which people still have subscribed through me, even though I stopped using them because I've talked about them before in some videos, and it works for some people. And so all of those cumulatively kind of pay about $1,400 to $1,600 a month on average, which is pretty nice. On top of that, another thing that is because I'm an influencer, but is not influencer. I say that because it's called Amazon Influencers, but it's not directly related to either Amazon or my YouTube. Is called Amazon Influencers, where I have a storefront on Amazon that I can upload review videos to. And essentially, since I'm not driving traffic to Amazon like I am with my links that are in the description, literally of this live stream if you wanted to check, or every other video that I have automatically placed there, I'm not having people click through those links. So I make about half commission, but these videos get embedded onto Amazon. And I've been making $3 to $10 a day just from embedded videos on Amazon. And that's with only about a day and a half worth of work. So I'm trying to find a day where I'll literally review every single product that I own that's on Amazon. And the beauty of selling on Amazon is I know which products have high volume. So if I'm ever buying something, like I just bought a tripod, I'm going to pick it up tomorrow from a Amazon little hub thing. I bought one that has a really high volume so that I can make a review video of it. And after I sell about 40 to 50 of them through people clicking or seeing my video and watching it, I'll make my money back from that and then make a profit on top of it just for buying an item that I'm already going to use in my business. So essentially everything is just money on top of whatever I would have made. So that I made $200 from that my first month, last month doing it. I think it's something I can grow to be $1,000 to $2,000, which would be really nice. Potentially even a little bit more. I have a disc golf YouTube channel, which some people have found, and that's actually grown really fast. I started it almost 2 months ago now. I haven't done a ton with it over the past 2 weeks, but I filmed a ton of videos for it because I got really into disc golf, and I'm going to try to play on some sort of professional level just for fun because I enjoy doing it a lot. And so because I'm a content creator here, I know how to create content, and there's not a lot of people who do a lot of great quality disc golf content, and there's just people are starved for it. So and the CPMs I've heard are pretty decent. So I'm making content there that I think either by the end of August or middle of September I will be monetized there as well, and that'll be another way of making money on top of affiliate deals over there as well. My wife has as a part of our business her own freelance gigs and everything, so that's kind of where the majority, I think that's all my income sources. I might have missed one or two, but I think that's it. How have you been doing, RA? Long time no see. Hey, Duong, how are you? Yeah, I've been posting some videos recently, but RA's been all right. It's been, pretty much just that. Just all right, not great. But it is what it is. Living in demand, it's tough. I'm doing a lot more online arbitrage starting pretty soon. Not this week because next week I'm planning on doing a lot of disc golf content, but I'm going to try to take 1 or 2 days to do reselling every other week, kind of like what I was doing in Orlando, but moving the majority of that to online arbitrage, as well as maybe 3 or 4 stores of retail so that I can continue shooting videos because those are just interesting. Retail arbitrage videos are interesting and they get views. So why would I not double down and make money from views as well as make money from Amazon? So Mikey Resells, did you get the IP claim taken off? Kind of. So they actually sent me that stupid message about 4 days before it was the 180-day mark where they automatically remove from your account. So it's off my account, and my account no longer says that it's at risk of deactivation. But I don't know if that means that they actually dealt with it because Amazon is silly. Did you ever live in Florida, Mikey? Yeah, I lived in Orlando for 3 years before I moved into the van, which I'm in right now. And we've been in the van for just under 11 months. It'll be 11 months and 4 days. And we've just been traveling full time since then. Throw you under the bus. We'll take it. Funny, I am avoiding packing a shipment to watch this. Yeah, I thought that I'd be packing a shipment while I did this, but I'm currently kind of avoiding packing a shipment as well because my brain melted because I spent an hour and a half trying to actually get to the point that I just got 5 minutes ago where I can actually start packing up my inventory. I'm the queen of prep and ship, avoidance, procrastination. Yeah, and honestly, that's why I want to get into OA because someone will be paid to do that crap for me, and I can just find products, and that's the fun part anyways. So that's the goal. I can do 35 large warm-up boxes full of inventory in under 6 hours. Holy cow. Is that big inventory or small inventory? What are you selling? That's great. That's awesome, man. Congrats. We all felt listing pain at some point. Yep, it's a learning process every time for me. Always a new issue that comes up. Gets easier every time, though. Yeah, normally for me, it does get easier every time, but this has been the most frustrating. I could have had this whole shipment done if I didn't have to deal with this hour and a half mess already. It would already be done, but it's not. That's okay. Yoseris Nunez. Would you get an item where there are no other sellers but have a good seller rank and ROI every single time? Yeah, if it's got a good seller rank, good ROI, it's selling a lot, and there's no other sellers, I would pick that up every single time. But yeah, so big inventory makes a lot of sense there, Mikey. I'm going to continue. Now that I have everything, I might actually be able to get one little baby shipment done. I'm going to try not to actually turn on my heat gun because that'll make this actually a sauna in here right now, and I'd rather wait till tomorrow morning. But yeah, I've been selling for almost I've been selling for almost 2 years and already 987,000 in sales. That's awesome. How many hours you work normally? Because it's definitely doable. Just gotta be putting a lot of hours, I'm sure. All right, I'm gonna put all this crap over here. My brain is fried right now from having to deal with all this. Good night, FBA woman. Oh yeah, it's almost midnight there. Get to bed. Bye. Should probably get to bed soon too, but I'm gonna try to get one thing boxed up because I have one oversized shipment that I can do super easily. But this is only 79 units. At least it's like 800 or 900. What did I say? 800 hours profit? Nothing crazy, but nothing bad. 20 hours a week. That's solid. That's good amount of time. That's the right amount of time. I think I've honestly probably worked like 5 or 6 hours every 2 weeks on Amazon, maybe over the past 7 months, which is why my sales are super low. But wholesale as well. That's awesome. Yeah. What do you do RA mainly for if you're doing wholesale and OA? Is it just like something that you enjoy, or is it mostly just because you get higher ROIs there? Also, if you live in a big town, you could do that too. Stop it. Yeah, so one of these videos that I just filmed, high ROI makes a lot of sense. Yeah, one of these videos I just filmed today. I was planning on going to Walmart and doing like my normal like 1 hour challenge deal. Super simple to make a video, super simple to get in and out fast with decent ROI. Especially where I just need to like make a little bit and kind of get out of there. But my phone wasn't charging, so I had to restart my phone. And that meant that it got super late on us. And so I ended up doing a 15-minute challenge instead, which is actually really fun. And I ended up spending like $520, which is really solid because, I mean, it was only like 10 or 12 units. And the ROI wasn't crazy, but for 15 minutes to spend $500, and I think my ROI or my profit potential was like 190, which isn't a lot, but it's high dollar amounts. There's only like 13 items to make that much, so I'll take that every time. And so that's what these are from. Just gotta prep it and ship it. Oh yeah. Makes up for my wholesale. Makes sense. What's your max ROI? Like in terms of a full shipment that I've done, I think I've done close to about 160% when there were some crazy sales at Academy Sports and Outdoors. That was my stomping grounds when I was living in Florida, just because I'm a big sports and outdoors guy, and that's like the main category that I sold on Amazon. And so like there were some times when I was able to just buy a bunch of fishing stuff for like super deep discount, send in about $2,000 in inventory for about $3,000 of potential ROI. But on like a single item, maybe 800 or 900%, but it's not been high dollar amounts at that point though, unfortunately. But in general, I'm probably doing RA about 60 to 120% is like my average shipment rate. Probably closer to around 90 on average though. Ooh, baby. Oh, Shipment, he couldn't hear. Yeah, how much did you start with? Yeah, I used to do almost exclusively 100% ROI. Manually get ungated for Corsair. Yep, manually. Crazy Bob. I sell in every category. I will sell in every category as well. Just joined. So I don't know if you mentioned this prior. No, I didn't. Max profit you'll take? I mean, I don't think there's a max profit I'll take. If you're talking about like minimum profit and return on investment, my minimum ROI is normally 40%. But so like something like this whole shipment from what I bought at Walmart, it's only about 32%. But the main reason that I do lower ROI, or that I do like 40% ROI instead of like 20 or 30, which is what you'd probably expect from like good wholesale deals, is because of the risk factor with like something like a retail arbitrage, where a lot of times the listings are a little bit higher ranks or something. So instead of like being super confident that it's going to make so much money, I want to be confident that if the price drops, because more people are able to find the items, that I will be able to still make some money, or at least break even and get my money back. And so that's why 40% normally, and that's why I used to do 100%, because I had way less money when I was getting started. And if I don't have unlimited money, I'm going to make sure that I maximize that dollar amount, because like if there's $30,000 worth of inventory in Orlando that I was able to buy that would meet a 35% return on investment criteria. Well, that's going to be tiered. Probably out of that $30,000, 15,000 is going to be 35 to 45%, and then another 10,000 will be 45 to 55%, and then moving like lower and lower till you get to maybe that 80 to 100% ROI inventory is only $2,000 of inventory. So if I only have $1,500 to spend in a 2-week period, I'm going to try to spend as much of that as I can in that top category of 80+% ROI. That's why I always shop for 100%. And I was honestly able to send in most of my shipments at that 100% ROI at that point. Max profit or minimum profit that I'll take, I don't really have a specific number. I've taken like literally cent profits and just sold a ton of units, but I was probably being a little bit frugal back there. I now try to stick to a couple bucks, like at least $2, at least $1. But because I have so much credit available to me at 0% interest, and I am pretty stingy with, like, if I'm doing those lower dollar amounts, I'm making sure that they have a high volume. I don't really mind buying a lot of them because it's not taking away from the potential capital of other items, and because I don't go reselling as much, I'm like kind of maximizing my dollars at that point, because if I don't pick that up, it's not like it's going to be replaced by a better deal. It's just not going to be replaced by any deal. So I might as well buy it, So that's kind of where I stand on a lot of that. But yeah, I used to do almost exclusively 100%. Manual engate for Corsair, yes. Who did you go through for Corsair if you want to talk about it? I just got manually engated for it. I just checked today and it said that I was ungated. I didn't even really apply. It just said that I have been ungated. So pretty solid. But imagine, actually, I don't know of any distributors. I wonder, there's a lot of retailers I think that Amazon would accept their stuff, like an Academy. That's how I got engaged in Nike and Adidas. I know Ulta does like beauty stuff. I think you can get invoices from them. There's a lot of those that you're actually able to get ungated in, which is kind of wild. But yeah, I was just manual. I'm manual for most things. Every single thing I'm manually ungated for, except for Nike and Adidas so far. But I'm planning on doing like Burt's Bees and other things like that pretty soon. Sorry, you guys are so far away from me. I put you too far. It started with $700. I'm surprised that I'm hitting the sales that I have now. Yeah, it's impressive. Did you start with capital, or have you been 100% or a credit, or 100% cash? Because if it's 100% cash, that's a ridiculous return on investment in that time. But if you're using some credit, it's kind of like leverage, which makes sense that you can get to those numbers relatively quickly for sure. Sorry, okay. Do you delete a listing after you run out of stock or when you know you won't sell that product anymore, or you just leave it in the system? I delete it personally. If you know it's a common item that sells well, I keep it, so it's just replenish stock. Yeah, for sure. And you can even do, like, if you delete the SKU or whatever, you can obviously get it again. But if I don't think I'm going to buy it again, I'll always delete it. Did you sell out of the Nerf dog footballs? I'm pretty sure. I've sold out of almost everything Nerf dog that I've sent in. I can't for the life of me get ungated with those dog toys. All cash, dang. Yeah, for the dog toys, honestly, this was also a year and a half ago, so everything's pretty different. But that was all manual as well. Like, I just looked up. This is honestly probably my second month or third month selling. I was like, oh, I know Nerf is hard to get ungated in, but I was like, oh, let me see if I can get ungated in these, like, in Nerf for their dog toys, and then it just automatically ungated it for me. It was kind of wild, but I'll take it. So I keep my glue gun down here still. All right. I forgot I left my stuff outside of my van, my shipment bin that I have in the back. All cash. That's really awesome. Oh my gosh. Fuck. Get in here. Wow, that is... Okay, fun stuff. Nope, I was gonna put that up there, and then I realized I need a space for Chris. No, another bug got in here. I will kill you. Do you ever struggle with getting the blue approved message, but it never actually going through? It'll show my applications you've been approved, but the item itself still shows I need approval. Going on a few days now on something. I've never had that problem. I've had it like where I have to restart a software or something, but never that I've had to, never at that level. I just got engaged in Samsung, Nintendo, PlayStation, JBL. That's really solid. I was selling a lot of JBL, and then they told me to stop selling their stuff. But I think if I get ungated, that'd be good. Samsung, Nintendo, PlayStation, that's really solid. I'm planning on seeing like the main replens that I want to sell for online arbitrage and getting ungated and a lot of that stuff. But I'm really like, honestly, I'm pretty much just looking to start selling at like a $25,000 to $30,000 a month rate, like would be the high end, because just with the percentages that I know I can get with that, like that's probably $3,000 or $4,000 of just pure profit every month, including non-sale items. So with all the other things that I'm doing, I'm totally comfortable with just tacking on an additional $30,000-ish income every year, plus YouTube, plus all that, and then it obviously gives more content. That's good content. So, ooh, baby. I've heard bad stories with JBL. Yeah. Do you have a video, or can you make a video about all the websites that can get you ungated? So the ones that I know about, if you go back and literally watch my last video about getting ungated, I talk about a couple of them, and then in the description I have a link to just a free download that you can donate to or just download for free, that has a list of some of the websites on it that I know of to get ungated on it. For the most part, those are them. If people know of other ones, like I can obviously add them, but the main ones that I know of to get ungated, and the majority of the brands that I sell for the most part in like the different categories, those are all there. I literally posted that video yesterday. I love prepping items. It's the best. It's the best. Yeah, I've noticed that Adidas is on a lot of, or Amazon's on a lot of Adidas stuff. I honestly don't have a big problem with competing with Amazon for the most part. I think it's more of like a volume game for me, because Amazon does share the buy box sometimes. And like on the balance of the amount of items that like if I would have passed up on because Amazon is on it, versus items that like I've made no money or sold break even, I think I'm very profitable just because I'll take that gamble for the most part. Unless like sometimes Seller Amp will say, hey, they probably don't share the buy box. And if you go and see that they literally have 100% of the buy box when there are multiple offers on a listing by looking at the keep up buy box statistics, then I wouldn't touch it. And that actually happened to an item for me today. But for the most part, they'll at least share in some capacity. And so because of that, even if I had to lower prices a little bit, I think I've found a lot of extra profit that I wouldn't have sold if I would have just not sold what Amazon was on a listing for. So that doesn't scare me too much. And honestly, like the biggest thing for me is like having multiple sources of income where I don't have to just rely on Amazon has made selling on Amazon so much easier for me, because I'm not like stressed that it's like if they get shut down or if I make a bad deal, like it's the end of the world. And as I've been taking less money out of my Amazon business and putting it back into inventory so that I am buying out of cash surplus, I would much rather lose money out of my cash than out of credit that I have to repay. That might be a little bit of like my like culty Dave Ramsey, like listening to him for a while, that like got ingrained, which I totally don't believe a lot of that stuff anymore. Some of it's good, but like a lot of but I also just rather like lose money that I had instead of having to pay it back. Like I'm okay to have that number go down. So that's just a weirdo thing. Ooh, interesting. Under Armour is the same way because you can't sell shoes. Yeah, you can't sell shoes or gloves. I noticed with Adidas today I got ungated, but I couldn't sell some of the bags. It was kind of weird. Have yet to get ungated in Adidas, but selling Under Armour and Nike for a month or so now. I score on socks every time. Yeah, I have a ton of socks over there. Nike stuff that I like $50 of profit that I wouldn't have gotten. I wouldn't mind spending $8 to $9 to earn 5 to 6, which isn't much, but it adds up when spending 300 plus at a time. Yeah, I mean the majority. If you've seen any of my videos that talk about the my profit numbers over a month-long period, the majority of that. Oh no, I might need another box. The majority of that profit for me, is this fit in here? Oh, I hate Frankenstein in boxes. But we'll do it. But I think the majority of my sales are like $15 to $20, which is not a lot, but I mean it's added up to. I think my profit lifetime on Amazon isn't crazy, but I net like $160,000 in sales and maybe $30,000 profit, 35. I don't know, nothing insane, but also like we're doing it relatively part time over 2 years. It's not bad at all. It does add up when you get that much. It just is always nicer to have higher priced items to sell. More room for the price to go down and you'd actually not lose money. Yeah, and it's weird because sometimes, like the Under Armour gloves thing is, sometimes their gloves are gated, sometimes their gloves aren't gated. It just, I don't understand what the differences are between the ones that are and the ones that aren't. I don't need to prep these. Everything will fit into one box. Confirm. Like the half cup finger ones, I didn't for the life of me remember them. Yeah, those are like the weightlifting gloves. I've sold those before too. Excuse me, packed. Those don't need to be labeled. I don't think I need to label this. Prepper labeling. Nope, good. Cool. I love not having to label items in my stupid little van. Okay. There's so much room in a van, guys. Everyone should exclusively resell out of vans. That is my advice. It is probably the best in the world. I love a Frankenstein box. The best way to do that too is just to take the backside of a marker. It's so easy. I wanted to get ungated. In all big brands, so I have a variety of things to sell. Totally agree. Found them on clearance for $5, so 15 plus profit. So solid. Yeah, I found some stuff like that today with some socks that I found for $5 that sell for about 25. So I should make about $10 to $12 of profit on them. We have two ProMaster 3500 150 wheelbase. That is, or 159. That's solid. I think that's, if we get another van, that's what we're gonna get. Is maybe not a 35, maybe a 2500, but 159 wheelbase and adjust it. You know, chilling in my van now, watching this, about to fill my van with source stuff. That's awesome. Oh, it's such a pain, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's a pain. Oh, it's so close to being perfect length, but it's just not. Ugh. There's so much room in here. Isn't this so spacious? Now I gotta find my knife. Oh my gosh. Tell you what, I thought doing shipments on live would be like a fun little idea. Get it done, have a little chats. I'm so distractible when I do these things. So maybe lives after shipments, not during shipments. Oh, wow. Good luck with the shipment. Thank you. But I won't pay to get ungated. I like the auto ungated because of my sales. Yeah, I mean, I would still pay to ungated, but that's what I'm working on just because it opens up so much opportunity. Been considering trying to start doing certain toys and such, but I'm unsure of want to take that leap. The more you sell, the more you get ungated. Totally true. Wife's in Houston sourcing, and I'm headed out tomorrow to source locally. No way. That's awesome. Honestly, I hate toys. I'm just weirdo though, but I just like sourcing things that I like. And I think as I start to exhaust like what I can find in the categories that I'm personally interested in, I'll start to branch out. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm able to find enough to be comfortable with how much I'm making, but I'm not trying to build an Amazon empire here like some people are, which, I mean, more power to you if you are, but I would rather just kind of make a little bit of money. Not a lot of options locally, so we have to do many trips to stores. That totally makes sense. Been wanting to get my wife into teaching her the ways of sourcing and finding products, but she can't seem to understand the process. She always just wants to buy stuff for the kids and not profit. Yeah, she doesn't want to do it. It's all good. Glad I got to be on in this one. I can imagine it would be a little distracting. Yeah, man, it's fun though. It is fun. But now I have more work for myself tomorrow. But I like hanging out with you guys. It's more fun than having a board night. I'm trying to do more lives just as I can, because honestly, well, secret sauce, I feel like, I don't know, I don't think it's like YouTube's fault necessarily, but since like I've taken a couple of small breaks from YouTube, where like I haven't posted like a ton of videos. Well, I haven't posted no videos, but not like a ton of videos, and not like, and so now the views that I was getting about 6 or 7 months ago were like way better than the views that I'm getting even now, which is kind of weird to me a little, but I mean, it is what it is. So not really. So I'm just trying to like re-engage with some people who might have heard content before, and if I go live, then they'll see more stuff. I'm just trying to put out more good content, but it's definitely a struggle creating content, or trying to create content and be in a van, and just like there's so many things about the van, especially like right now where this heat wave is in here and we have no AC and it's stupid hot. It's just like, well, we have to drive somewhere to get AC, and then we have to stop. And so there's so many stops and starts living in a van and trying to like build businesses stuff, but it's good. It's fun. Matthew, so I know a bit, but what do you actually do? Like, you go to Walmart's and stuff, buy items, then sell them for more money using apps? Curious and intrigued. Yeah, Matthew. So essentially, it's called Amazon FBA, retail arbitrage. If you're interested, a video that I posted 2 videos ago on my channel, my main video, it just says the basics of Amazon FBA. That will explain like essentially how the business model works. But like a real quick crash course is Amazon has a couple different ways that you can sell on their platform. One of them is where you will buy things, ship them into their. Sorry, I'm hoping I'm not covering this. There's a big old truck that just pulled up beside us too. So it's getting a little hotter. Buy things, ship them into their warehouses so that they will store them, and then they will ship them. It's called fulfillment by Amazon. You will pay more fees to do that, but you'll end up. Yes, there we go. But you won't have to do a lot of the fulfillment or customer service, and so there are multiple ways to find products. You can create your own products by working with manufacturers. You can buy directly from like wholesalers and distributors, but your profit margins will be lower. Or you can do something called arbitrage, where you buy something for less money and sell the same thing for more money, normally on Amazon. And this is done a lot of times with clearance deals. So a lot of like everything here is basically bought either from a clearance store or from clearance deals, where it's probably about 60 to 75% off the normal price. So I'm able to buy it, ship it into Amazon, list it at what a retail price would be. And those prices are market prices, so they fluctuate based on how many sellers there are, how much demand there is for the products. And then once it sells, Amazon will ship it to the customer, and you're able to, and there are so many items out there because of the way that different stores do inventorying online or in retail stores, that you can find items to flip and make a profit. And I got a bunch of videos going. I think I have like 40 videos on my channel going to stores and doing that. And I'm right now, tomorrow is going to be the second video in my beginner series of, if you've never really heard of Amazon before, like what is it? How do you know if you want to do it? And then how do you actually start a business? And so it's a beginner series, which is essentially my free course on that, if you want to stick around on the channel and figure that out. But that's essentially what it is. Yeah. What's up, Warner? It has been a lot. I've been trying. It took me like an hour and a half to just figure out how to do the shipment, because I forgot how to do shipments on just Amazon, because Inventory Lab was giving me 7 shipments. It was stupid. But we got it done. And now it's only 2 instead of 7, because one of them's oversized. So it's solid. Yeah. What softwares do you use to edit for your videos? I have a YouTube channel, but only 3 videos up. I use Premiere Pro. If you are an Apple ecosystem, I would recommend getting started in Final Cut, because it's cheaper over the long run. You don't have access to like Photoshop or anything, but it's also is more integrated with Apple. Or you could just use iMovie, something super simple. But if you want to like get into more complicated edits and a better workflow, you can upgrade to either Final Cut or Premiere Pro. Yeah, no AC. Trust me, I feel you on that. It's been a struggle. My van luckily has a rear AC unit, nice, that uses the van engine, and I've honestly been idling it for hours this summer. Yeah, we've been idling just to get AC, like sitting in the front of the van. I had to do that earlier today just to not die while my phone was charging. But yeah, we got a fan and a second fan, but no AC. It's at night it's I can't sleep. It's ridiculous. Did you get your stuff in from outside? I did. I brought it in to the bottom down there. It's basically just like what I use to do my shipment. That's like my bin that has all of like my label printer, my scale, all that stuff. The only thing I hate about doing all of it is removing retail labels. Yes. I hate more things about it, but you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, removing labels is by far the worst part. Not losing your train of thought, talking and prepping is impressive. That would be impressive if that's what I was doing, but I'm glad that I'm pulling off the impression well. We have a room, portable AC unit right now, saving for Dometic RTX to run off the battery bank soon. That's smart. I still find profit margins with Seller Amp. I'm doing FBM. That's solid. Cool. I'm going to finish up boxing this real fast. What's up, Chris? You back? Comfy? I need a shower. I'll have one shipment done today. I finally figured out how Amazon's shipment thing works. Right. Oh, that's almost a knife in my foot. But it's closed, so it's not bad. Oh, Warner, also, if you're still here, I'm going to shoot you an email probably tomorrow morning, because I'll either tonight or tomorrow work on something. That is done and shot. We just haven't been in a place to resell. It's been 100 degrees, and we've been dying. So we're finally there. But I'm going to get this boxed up. And Carissa came back, and I don't even think I'll shower tonight. I might. I don't know. It's gross. But I think I'm going to pop off, get this thing finished, boxed up, and then do live streams while I'm not shipping because it's ridiculous. 1Max25N. Anthony, what's your name actually? I always just read that and I think it's Max. If it's Max, then it's cool. Try and grab an Arctic Cool. It's an evaporative cooler, but trust me, at night it helps a ton. Also look into cooling blankets. They have been lifesavers for me. Also have 2 Max Airs. Yeah, we only have one. We really need a second one. Oh, Mendel. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, man. Wait 1 second. All right, I'll wait a couple seconds. And then I'll be going. And not asleep because it's too hot to go to sleep. How is there another bug in here? Oh, your door's open?
Yeah, it's a million degrees.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Oh my gosh. My Frankenstein boxes are the worst, but they work. And just like that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll definitely need that. I think we're going to a local shop called, it's not local, it's like a little chain. Is it Dunn Brothers, babe?
Yeah.
That's where we'll be tomorrow to edit, to finish our shipment, and to have AC. And then we'll get out of this godforsaken place. Don't come to Rapid City. We have not enjoyed it. And on that positive note, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We'll do more of these. Not while I'm doing this, though. Peace.